Chief Don Evehema's message to mankind and the 9 signs. I am very glad to have this time to send a message to you. We are celebrating a time in our history which is both filled with joy and sadness. I am very glad that our Hindu brothers have given us this opportunity to share these feelings with you because we know many of you are having the same troubles. We Hopi believe that the human race has passed through 3 different worlds and lifeways since the beginning. At the end of each prior world, human life has been purified or punished by the Great Spirit Massauu due mainly to corruption, greed and turning away from the Great Spirit's teachings. The last great destruction was the flood which destroyed all but a few faithful ones who asked and received a permission from the Great Spirit to live with him in this new land. The Great Spirit said, "It is up to you, if you are willing to live my poor, humble and simple life way. It is hard, but if you agreed to live according to my teachings and instructions, if you never lose faith in the life I shall give you, you may come and live with me." The Hopi and all who were saved from the great flood made a sacred covenant with the Great Spirit at that time. We Hopi made an oath that we will never turn away from him. For us the Creator's laws never change or break down. To the Hopi the Great Spirit is all-powerful. He appeared to the first people as a man and talked with them in the beginning of this creation world. He taught us how to live, to worship, where to go and what food to carry, gave us seeds to plant and harvest. He gave us a set of sacred stone tablets into which he breathed all teachings in order to safeguard his land and life. In these stone tablets were made instructions and prophecies and warnings. This was done with the help of a spider woman and her 2 grandsons. They were wise and powerful helpers of the Great Spirit. Before the Great Spirit went into hiding, he and Spider Woman put before the leaders of the different groups of people many colors and sizes of corn for them to choose their food in this world. The Hopi was the last to pick and then choose their food in this world. The Hopi then chose the smallest ear of corn. Then Massauu said, "You have shown me you are wise and humble, for this reason you will be called Hopi, people of peace. And I will place in your authority all land and life to guard, protect and hold trust for me until I return to you in later days, for I am the first and the last, Alpha and Omega, Aleph and Tau." This why when a Hopi is ordained into the higher religious order, the earth and all living things are placed upon his hands. He becomes a parent to all life on earth. He is entitled to advise and correct his children in whatever peaceful way he can. So we can never give up knowing that our message of peace will reach our children. Then it is together with the other spiritual leaders the destiny of our future children is placed. We are instructed to hold this world in balance, Quran, Surah 57, verse 25, within the land and the many universes with special prayers and ritual which continued to this day. It was to the Spider Woman's 2 grandsons the sacred stone tablets were given. These 2 brothers were then instructed to carry them to a place the Great Spirit had instructed them. The older brother was to go immediately to the east, to the rising sun, and upon reaching his destination was instructed to immediately start to look for his younger brother who shall remain in the land of the Great Spirit. The older brother's mission when he returned was to help his younger brother, Hopi, bring about peace, brotherhood and everlasting life on his return. Hopi, the younger brother, was instructed to cover all land and mark it well with footprints and sacred markings to claim this land for the Creator and peace on earth. We established our ceremonials and sacred shrines to hold this world in balance in accordance with our first promise to the Creator. This is how our migration story goes, until we met the Creator at Old Orib, place that solidifies, over 1,000 years ago. It was at that meeting when he gave to us these prophecies to give to you now at this closing of the 4th world of destruction and the beginning of the 5th world of peace. He gave us many prophecies to pass on to you and all have come to pass. This is how we know the timing is now to reveal the last warnings and instructions to mankind. We were told to settle permanently here in Hopi land where we met the Great Spirit and wait for older brother who went east to return to us. When he returns to this land he will place his stone tablets side by side to show all the world that they are our true brothers. When the road in the sky has been fulfilled and when the inventing of something, that in Hopi means, gourd of ashes, a gourd that when drops upon the earth will boil everything within a large space and nothing will grow for a very long time. When the leaders turned to evil ways instead of the Great Spirit, we were told there would be many ways this life may be destroyed. If humankind does not heed our prophecy and return to one's original spiritual instructions. We were told of 3 helpers, who were commissioned by the Great Spirit to help Hopi bring about the peaceful life on earth, would appear to help us, and we should not change our homes, our ceremonials, our hair, because the true helpers might not recognize us as the true Hopi. So we have been waiting all these years. It is known that our true white brother, when he comes, will be all-powerful and will wear a red cap or red cloak. He will be large in population, belong to no religion but his very own. He will bring with him the sacred stone tablets. With him there will be 2 great ones, both very wise and powerful. One will have a symbol or sign of swastika which represents purity and is female, a producer of life. The third one or the second one of the 2 helpers to our true white brother will have a sign of a symbol of the sun. He, too, will be many people and very wise and powerful. We have in our sacred Kikaina ceremonies a gourd rattle which is still in use today with these symbols of these powerful helpers of our true brother. It is also prophesied that if these 3 fail to fulfill their mission, then the one from the west will come like a big storm. He will be many, in numbers, and unmerciful. When he comes he will cover the land like the red ants and overtake this land in one day. If the 3 helpers chosen by the Creator fulfill their sacred mission, and even if there are only 1, 2 or 3 of the true Hopi remaining holding fast to the last ancient teaching and instructions, the Great Spirit, Massauu, will appear before all and our world will be saved. The 3 will lay out a new life plan which leads to everlasting life and peace. The earth will become new as it was from the beginning. Flowers will bloom again, wild game will return to barren lands, and there will be abundance of food for all. Those who are saved will share everything equally, and they all will recognize Great Spirit and speak one language. We are now faced with great problems, not only here but throughout the land. Ancient cultures are being annihilated. Our people's lands are being taken from them, leaving them no place to call their own. Why is this happening? It is happening because many have given up or manipulated their original spiritual teachings. The way of life which the Great Spirit has given to all its people of the world, whatever your original instructions, is not being honored. It is because of this great sickness, called greed, which infects every land and country, that simple people are losing what they have kept for thousands of years. Now we are at the very end of our trail. Many people no longer recognize the true path of the Great Spirit. They have, in fact, no respect for the Great Spirit or for our precious Mother Earth, who gives us all life. We are instructed in our ancient prophecy that this would occur. We were told that someone would try to go up to the moon, that they would bring something back from the moon, and that after that, nature would show signs of losing its balance. Now we see that coming about. All over the world there are now many signs that nature is no longer in balance. Floods, drought, earthquakes, and great storms are occurring and causing much suffering. We do not want this to occur in our country, and we prayed to the Great Spirit to save us from such things. But there are now signs that this very same thing might happen very soon on our own land. Now we must look upon each other as brothers and sisters. There is no more time for divisions between people. Today I call upon all of us, from right here at home, Hodla, where we too are guilty of gossiping and causing divisions even among our own families, out to the entire world where thievery, war and lying goes on every day. These divisions will not be our salvation. Wars only bring more wars, never peace. Only by joining together in a spiritual peace with love in our hearts for one another, love in our hearts for the Great Spirit and Mother Earth, shall we be saved from the terrible purification day which is just ahead. There are many of you in this world who are honest people. We know you spiritually, for we are the men's society grandfathers who have been charged to pray for you and all life on earth, never forgetting anything or anyone in our ceremonials. Our prayer is to have a good happy life, plenty of soft gentle rain for abundant crops. We pray for balance, Quran, Surah 57, verse 25, on earth to live in peace and leave a beautiful world to the children yet to come. We know you have good hearts, but good hearts are not enough to help us out with these great problems. In the past some of you have tried to help us Hopis, and we will always be thankful for your efforts. But now we need your help in the worst way. We want the people of the world to know the truth of our situation. This land, which people call the land of the freedom, celebrates many days reminding people of the world of these things. Yet in well over 200 years the original Americans have not seen a free day. We are suffering the final insult. Our people are now losing the one thing which gives life and meaning of life, our ceremonial land, which is being taken away from us. Hopi is the last holy consecrated, undisturbed traditional Native American sacred shrine to the Creator. As the prophecy says, this sacred shrine must keep its spiritual pathways open. This village is the spiritual vortex for the Hopi to guide the many awakening Native Americans and other true hearts home to their own unique culture. Hopi was established by the last remaining spiritual elders to maintain peace and balance on this continent from the tip of South America up to Alaska. Many of our friends say Hopi is a sacred shrine, a national and world treasure and must be preserved. We need your help. Where is the freedom which you all fight for and sacrifice your children for? Is it only the Indian people who have lost, or are all Americans losing the very thing which you originally came here to find? We don't share the freedom of the press, because what gets into the papers is what the government wants people to believe, not what is really happening. We have no freedom of speech, because we are persecuted by our own people for speaking our beliefs. We are at the final stages now, and there is a last force that is about to take away our remaining homeland. We are still being denied many things, including the right to be Hopis and to make our living in accordance with our religious teachings. The Hopi leaders have warned leaders in the White House and the leaders in the Glass House, but they do not listen. So as our prophecy says, then it must be up to the people with good pure hearts that will not be afraid to help us to fulfill our destiny in peace for this world. We now stand at a crossroad whether to lead ourselves in everlasting life or total destruction. We believe that human beings' spiritual power through prayer is so strong it decides life on earth. So many people have come to Hopi to meet with us. Some of you we have met on your lands. Many times people have asked how they can help us. Now I hope and pray that your help will come. If you have a way to spread the truth, through the newspapers, radio, books, thought meeting with powerful people, tell the truth. Tell them what you know to be true. Tell them what you have seen here, what you have heard us say, what you have seen with your own eyes. In this way, if we do fall, let it be said that we tried, right up to the end, to hold fast to the way of peace, as we were originally instructed to do by the Great Spirit. Should you really succeed, we will all realize our mistakes of the past and return to the true path, living in harmony as brothers and sisters, sharing our mother, the earth, with all other living creatures. In this way we could bring about a new world. A world which would be led by the Great Spirit, and our Mother will provide plenty and happiness for all. God bless you, each one of you, and know our prayers for peace meet yours as the sun rises and sets. May the Great Spirit guide you safely into the way of love, peace, freedom and God on this earth, Mother. May the holy ancestors of love and light keep you safe in your land and homes. Pray for God to give you something important to do in this great work, which lies ahead of us all, to bring peace on earth. We the Hopi still hold to the sacred stone tablets and now await the coming of our true white brother and others seriously ready to work for the Creator's peace on earth. Be well, my children, and think good thoughts of peace and togetherness. Peace for all life on earth and peace with one another in our homes, families and countries. We are not so different in the Creator's eyes. The same great Father's Son, of righteousness, Malachi 4, shines his love on each of us daily, just as Mother Earth prepares the sustenance for our table, do they not? We are one after all. Chief Don Evehema, 105, Spiritual Leader, Eldest Elder Greasewood/Roadrunner Clan. From Hopi, Arizona, Hopi Sovereign Nation. The 9 signs, as told by White Feather, Bear Clan, Hopi, the 4th world shall end soon, and the 5th world will begin. This the elders everywhere know. The signs over many years have been fulfilled, and so few are left. This is the first sign. We were told of the coming of the white-skinned men, like Penna, but not living like Pana, men who took the land that was not theirs and who struck their enemies with thunder. Post-interpretation, guns. This is the second sign, our lands will see the coming of spinning wheels filled with voices. Post-interpretation, covered wagons. This is the third sign, a strange beast like a buffalo but with great long horns, will overrun the land in large numbers. Post-interpretation, longhorn cattle. This is the fourth sign, the land will be crossed by snakes of iron. Post-interpretation, railroad tracks. This is the fifth sign, the land shall be crisscrossed by a giant spider's web. Post-interpretation, power and telephone lines. This is the sixth sign, the land shall be crisscrossed with rivers of stone that make pictures in the sun. Post-interpretation, concrete roads and their mirage-producing effects. This is the seventh sign, you will hear of the sea turning black, and many living things dying because of it. Post-interpretation, oil spills. This is the eighth sign, you will see many youth, who wear their hair long like our people, come and join the tribal nations, to learn our ways and wisdom. Post-interpretation, hippies. This is the ninth and last sign, you will hear of a dwelling place in the heavens, above the earth, that shall fall with a great crash. It will appear as a blue star. Very soon after this, the ceremonies of the Hopi people will cease. Post-interpretation, Russian space station, Mir, fiery re-entry to Earth, 23rd of March, 2001, eyewitness Alex Bowles, project coordinator for MirReentry.com said, it was a stunning blue stake followed by a sonic boom. The pieces had a blue incandescence to them. These are the signs that great destruction is here, the world shall rock to and fro. The white man will battle people in other lands, those who possess the first light of wisdom. There will be many columns of smoke and fire such as the white man has made in the deserts not far from here. Those who stay and live in the places of the Hopi shall be safe. Then there will be much to rebuild. And soon, very soon afterward, Panda will return. He shall bring with him the dawn of the fifth world. He shall plant the seeds of his wisdom in our hearts. Even now the seeds are being planted. These shall smooth the way to the emergence into the fifth world.